Hey guys, alright, off the bat, get your tea ready. This is gonna be kind of like a sit down. Oh my god, need to get my emotions in check. This video is something that it's really hard for me to film because I'm the kind of person that when I talk about things, I kind of relive them, and my whole life I have always been like a super emotional person. But I have some other things that I have to film today for you guys. Oh my god, like, am I serious? Where's my tissue? I already lost my tissue. Damn. I'm serious with it right now. Like, I'm serious. Okay, I'm sure that I'm like scaring a bunch of you guys. Okay, basically what we're going to talk about in today's video is my experience with depression. And like I was trying to say, I have a couple other things that I want to film for you guys today. And I sat down and I was about to just jump into it. And I was like, you know what? My channel, I pride myself 100% on being very real on my channel. I don't sugarcoat things. I don't want you guys to think that my life is all perfect and that I'm always happy all the time and that I live this fabulous, amazing life. Because in all reality, I think that a lot of YouTubers do kind of portray that image, not knocking them or anything. You know, if you think about it, your Instagram is like your highlight reel, you know? It's same thing with YouTube. We're not going to film like the moments where we're really down and, you know, not proud of or struggles that we're going through. But we do film a lot of like happy times in our life. And a lot of times it can come across as, you know, that we live these happy, perfect lives. Okay, my nose needs to stop dripping. I need to get my life together. Hold on. So instead of jumping into those videos today, I was like, you know what? I need to sit down with my subscribers and tell them what's been going on. I feel that my story is so important. Hi, Rocco. You want to sit on my lap? I feel that my story is so important because what I went through and what I am still going through is something that there's one little concept that if I share this with somebody that's going through the same thing, then even if it's just one person, it is so worth it for me to come out with this video. So I want to start off this whole story with you guys back to when I started not really feeling like myself. And I know that it's very normal to kind of get grumpy here and there, or stressed, or annoyed, or kind of a little bit of anxiety. That's a normal feeling that a human being will feel. But the way that I started feeling was on another level. And I have to tell you guys that I look at clinical depression completely different now. That's something I'm going to get into in a second. But it was actually back when I had my cancer scare and I had to get a biopsy done on my breast, which I shared here on my channel because I share everything with you guys. And I noticed that after I got the news that everything was okay and that it was benign, there was no cancer, I just was not celebrating enough. Like, I felt like I had gotten into such a funk waiting for the results that even when I got the news that everything was okay, that I felt miserable. I felt like the news wasn't okay. I felt no drive for life. So I tried to ignore it, and I tried to film, and I tried to just stay in good spirits. I'm telling myself, Lee, you just got amazing news. You had a cancer scare and now everything is okay. Why aren't you like happy and filming and on your game? And I kind of just fell back a little bit from YouTube, and I started getting a lot of messages from you guys saying, oh, so you're just gonna upload one time a week now? Where are you? You're not on Instagram. You're not on Facebook, you're definitely not on your YouTube channel, where are you? And I kind of just disappeared because I just fell into such a funk. So it's happened to me in my past before. I kind of, you know, compare it to having a writer's block. Like, as a YouTuber, you have to keep up with constant material, and sometimes we'll feel like, okay, I've done it all already. So when I felt like that in the past, I've been doing this for like 5 years now. So in the past, when I felt like this, I just gave myself like a 1 or 2 day break away from YouTube, away from social media. And then when I come back, I'm normally ready to pick up where I left off. Okay, this lasted a really long time. So it was already maybe halfway into the month, into February. And I don't know how to explain it to you guys other than I didn't feel like myself. So I prepared to go see a psychologist because I knew that I just wasn't myself. And I want to share with you guys the note that I wrote down in my phone because I wanted to have everything in a list so that when I went to go see the doctor that I was going to be able to explain everything that I was feeling. So it's really hard for me to read this because it brings me back to this moment. And I wrote this on February 22nd, which was the day before I had the doctor's appointment. So basically the feelings that I was feeling was an extreme overall feeling of sadness, no excitement for life, horrible feeling in my gut, and extreme panic and anxiety. Very antisocial, overanalyze everything and overthink everything, quick to react with aggression, extremely emotional and sensitive, no longer in control of my thoughts or of my mood, no longer feeling like a happy person, overwhelmed with life, and it's the absolute worst when I'm alone. And I'm like freaking out in my head because I've never had these feelings before. I literally would want to wake up every single day and just lay in bed. I didn't want to film. I didn't want to keep up with comments. I didn't want to plan future videos. I didn't want to see my friends. I didn't want to see my family. I kind of just overnight became a different person. And when it first happened, I'm like, okay, I'll get over it. It's a funk. But it kind of was getting progressively worse. And it scared the shit out of me because I'm like, this is not me. Why do I not even want to like get up and get dressed and put my makeup on? You know, even on weekends during the week, it didn't matter. Like I just didn't feel basically like I wanted to live anymore. And I know it's crazy to say that. I wasn't suicidal, but I just really lost my passion for life. And I hope that you guys appreciate that I'm being like so candid about this because it's definitely hard for me to speak about and put it on the internet for people to see. But if anybody else in the world feels like this, I feel you. Like I look at depression so fucking differently now. Sorry for cursing. Okay. So here's a key point, what I want to tell you guys. I went to go see a psychologist. And I spoke to him about all my symptoms, and he decided to put me on an antidepressant medication that my sister is also on, my younger sister Melanie, and she's been on it, I want to say about 3-4 years. Do I have tissue on my face? I feel like I feel the tissue on my face. Okay, so Jesus Christ, I'm such a wreck in this video. So Melanie, my younger sister, used to have really bad OCD and anxiety when we were in high school. So she went on Lexapro, which is an antidepressant, and a couple other things that she's on. So I went to go see her doctor, and he said that kind of it runs in the family. If somebody had a good experience with an antidepressant, chances are you'll have a good experience with it too, instead of just starting with any random antidepressant. So he put me on Lexapro. And he did say that it could take 6 to 8 weeks before it helps my mood or you know, all the symptoms, the anxiety, the depression, the panic disorder, the OCD, all that stuff. So my appointment was on February 23rd. We're at the very beginning of March. It has not been 6 to 8 weeks just yet. But I do feel like the medicine is helping with certain things. I will do a video on that if you guys want, because I know a lot of people are against medication. Me personally actually being one of them. That lets you guys know that how I felt like it was my absolute last resort. I felt like there was nothing else left to do. I joined a yoga and meditation and Tai Chi place. And I pray a lot, and I do a lot of other things to kind of help handle my stress, but I knew that something was wrong with my mentality, and I really don't want to be on medication because, you know, before I turned 30, I just turned 28 in February, which was a horrible, horrible birthday month. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I want to have kids, and I don't want to be hooked on a medication, and I also don't want to rely on a medication to make me happy, but I do feel like this might be just a way to help me transition over this period where my brain kind of freaked out. And okay, so I'm losing my train of thought here. So I don't plan on being on the medication for the rest of my life, but I do want to give it like 6 months to just let it work in my system and pretty much just reset my way of thinking, which the doctor said could work for that. Not everybody has to be on it long term. So After that appointment, I was like, okay, you know, I hope that this stuff works. The next 2 days, I was feeling like crap. The third day, I was feeling like crap. It makes you sick. The pill makes you very sick to your stomach. So I have been throwing up and other unmentionables that we're not going to talk about. Let's just say I've been in the bathroom a lot. So I was like, you know, still pretty miserable. And then something just hit me where I was like, let me sit down and think when the hell I started feeling like this. So I sat down and I noticed, I swear to you guys, it was like something just came over me where I was like, new birth control pills. I've been on new birth control pills. And that is when all of these symptoms started. So I looked up online, I pulled up the website. I am going to let you guys know the name of the birth control pill because I think it's very important. And I don't care if the brand thinks this is bashing. This is my personal story on this fucking pill, and you guys stay away. So the name of the pill is Loestrin 24FE. So I went on their website and I looked at the, okay, hold on. I gotta clean myself up. This is gross. Okay. Okay, so long story short, I went on the Loestrin website and I kind of was looking up the statistics of the side effects, and it said that the risk for depression or anxiety was very low, but that if it did happen in people, that it was a severe depression. Very little people it happened to, but if it did happen to you, it was a really severe case. So I was like, okay, oh, now I have a phone call. Sorry, I have to call you back. Okay, so then I went on this website. I found it, not sponsored at all, askapatient.com. And I was shocked by how many people experience the same exact things that I have. Almost in all caps, people are writing side effects, high anxiety, depression, acne, and I was getting a couple of spots here and there. This girl wrote, I've always had anxiety, but it was to a tolerable extent. This birth control greatly exacerbated my anxiety and caused me to even seek out a therapist because of it. I would not recommend taking this birth control if you are already prone to anxiety or depression or have dealt with it in the past. Okay, here's another person that says, suicidal thoughts, anxiety, depression, all the lovely mental health side effects, which also went along with cystic acne and migraines. I'm normally a very bubbly person. I can't believe it took me this long to realize it was the birth control that was doing this to me. Horrible. It also affected my relationship since I have anxiety and freak out on him for no reason. Here's another one. I became, in all caps, a complete emotional mess. This is my first time being on birth control. I was nervous to go on it because normally I hate taking medication, and I was told that it's a low dose pill so that I wasn't going to have much side effects. Wrong, in all caps. I'm normally a happy, secure, confident, and not easily offended person, but this pill turned me into a complete wreck. Now I cry at the drop of a hat pretty much every night and sometimes multiple times a day over minor things. I get offended at pretty much everything. My boyfriend and I used to be able to joke around and be silly, but now he'll say things jokingly and I'll be pissed for hours. I'm exhausted all the time. I have no energy at all. I know I'm no fun to be around. I feel absolutely miserable. I'm very painfully insecure and paranoid in my relationship, and this medication has completely changed my thinking. If I would have known that Loestrin would make me feel this bad, I would have never taken it at all. So that's just 3. And it goes on. I think there's like 150 reviews on this website. And I immediately started crying. I was over at my parents' house because I could not be alone at all. I either had to be with Mike or with Melanie, my sister, or my parents. Those are like the only people that I wanted to see. And I could not be alone because if I was alone, I would just lay in bed and hysterically cry. And if Mike or my mom would ask me, why are you crying? It would be, I don't know. I just have a strong urge, emotional urge. I told them that I felt the way I did when my grandmother died, like when my world came tumbling down, but there was no reason because I was not upset over anything. Nothing happened. It was an overnight thing. So after I read those reviews, I immediately stopped the medication. It's been not that long at all. I want to say 10 days since I've been off the medication, and I did take it for 2 months-ish. So there was at least 50 pills of that in my body. So It was like a shock to read that stuff, but at the same time I did feel a lot better because at least I knew that it was chemically induced. Birth control pills are hormones, and hormones very much affect your personality and your mood. And the depression and anxiety and panicking completely skyrocketed, and I didn't know how to handle it, and I still am handling it. Don't get me wrong, for some reason every single morning when I wake up, I still wake up crying, but it's not like all throughout the day. It's just like first thing in the morning. So it's very, very frustrating. And that is what I'm going through right now. And I just felt the urge to share it with you guys, because if you were going through any of these symptoms, number one, I feel for you, and I completely look at depression differently now. I used to be one of those people that would say, hey, you can choose to be in a good mood. Like, shake it off. You got a house, you got a bed, you got food, like, get over yourself. You know, you have nothing to be depressed about. And when my sister used to go through this in high school, I used to tell her that. I'm like, come on, like, seriously, snap out of it. And now I see it's like, it has such a hold of your brain, and it's like you're not in control of your mood. You're just not in control. So that, and also I just want to please urge you to look at whatever you're putting in your body. You guys know that I'm not a vegan. I eat whatever. I'm not talking about food-wise, vitamins, but I'm talking about medications, especially hormones. I absolutely will never take birth control pills again in my life. I've been on them for 10 years. So now that I suddenly just stopped them, my body is also freaking out, which I think is also adding to why I'm constantly in the bathroom, in addition to kind of adjusting to the Lexapro medicine. So I'm a hot mess altogether. But yeah, just be careful, guys, because really do your research about what you put in your body, because it can have a life-altering effect on you. And I'm at the point right now where I just have to let it get out of my system and let the antidepressant medication kind of combat it and help me with that transition. Again, I'm thinking about being on it for about 6 months because I don't want to be on it any longer. I never thought that I would be on this type of medication, but it was my absolute last resort. And yeah, guys, so that is why I have been gone. That's why I haven't been posting on Instagram, and I haven't been responding to your comments as I normally do. I'm sorry that I kind of disappeared. And I'm sorry, I also want to apologize going forward if my videos kind of lack a little bit, because it's going to take a little while to get over this, you know? It's not something that just overnight I'm going to be okay. It's something that I have to be constant at, and I have to keep my life and my brain constantly busy. So I am thinking of volunteering, or even actually possibly picking up a part-time job, which I really don't want to, because YouTube is my full-time job and I don't need it financially wise, but I feel like right now I'm not in a good place to be home alone all day and not really socializing, because that's when I think. So I feel like I want to at least be on the medicine for at least like maybe 2 months before I make any changes, you know, as far as being around other people, volunteering, or getting a second job, because right now, not really myself, and I want to be back to myself before I'm around others, which, even though I know a lot of you guys are going to tell me to just do it now, get around people, force myself, which I have been trying my absolute hardest. Almost every single day I've been seeing my family until Mike gets home, and seeing my friends, and forcing myself, you know, going to yoga, Tai Chi, and meditation, and going for walks, keeping my mind busy, you know? So yes, that is what I had to let you guys know, and I really hope that this video helped at least one person out there. If you are going through depression, I'm so sorry, because it is I honestly think this is the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. You guys know that I was married to someone, that I was with that person for 10 years, that I went through a divorce, that my grandma died, you know, got family bullshit going on that I don't even want to get into, but nothing compares to this feeling. Nothing that I've been through in my life compares to this feeling, because this carries into everything, into my work, into my relationship, into my family relationship, everything, my life as a whole. So it's very hard to just shake, because it affects everything. And it sucks. It really sucks, but there is hope out there. And I will be doing a video on what I do to kind of handle depression, like little things that I do that I'm not going to talk about now, to just kind of relax me when I'm having my extreme anxiety. And I know that a lot of you guys deal with anxiety as well. So I hope that some of you guys could relate to this. Sometimes it just makes you feel better to know that you're not the only person out there. And I'm definitely a human being just like you guys. And I go through my trials and tribulations and ups and downs and all the things that a normal person would. So, all right, guys, I have a story time video to film now. I'm going to try and finish up my tea so I can get some caffeine in me and pep up my mood a little bit. And thank you guys all so much for watching. Thank you for caring. Thank you for checking on me so much. And a big thank you to my family and to Mike. I know that you guys watch my videos and would not have been able to get through this without you guys. Honestly, would not be able to do it without you. So, means a lot to me. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching.